Welcome to this edition of Hindsight is Horrifying, the show where three mostly normal and somewhat cynical adults discuss life as members of the TV generation. Now here are your hosts, Darth Jada, Jason Mitchell, and Adam B.
They love us.
They do. They really do.
Okay.
Possibly more than Sally Field.
Sally Field doesn't love me? Aww.
Her love was for Bert, and Bert alone.
Okay, so...
Yeah. Good evening, Hindsighters, and welcome back to the studio.
And as the viewing audience will recognize, because there will be a video before we do this segment right here, this is episode 2 of our Year of Hell, which is a Star Trek reference.
I was listening to Elf today, and I caught your Khan reference. You made a really good Khan joke because we were talking about James Caan, and you were like, Khan! And I didn't pick up on that until I listened.
Yes.
That's great.
Well, and of course, last week we watched the movie Cobra because we figured that would make Darth weep and cry.
Not even. And it also made us aware of the crime level in the United States.
It really did.
Particularly Los Angeles.
Yes.
And not wanting to be left out.
Well,
us East Coasters.
Yes. We decided to one-up things a little bit. And my co-host came up with a brilliant plan, because who is an actor that Darth really, really likes?
Jeff Goldblum.
Yes.
One of her true was one of her true love.
I know you picked this movie to turn me against Jeff Goldblum. Green is not a good color.
We're not talking about The Fly either.
No.
No, we're not.
Which was the only other movie where he bared his body.
Yes.
This was his first.
Yes. We are, of course, talking about the 1974 vigilante justice classic, Death Wish.
Oh, my. With Charles Bronson.
Mr. Charles Bronson. And like a shitload of other people.
Yes.
Yeah. This movie's can we
call Charles Bronson Charlie just for tonight?
Okay, that's
Charlie.
fine.
I don't see why not.
I wonder what his friends call him. Whatever they call
Charlie.
him. Oh, they did? They called him Charlie?
Charlie
I can't
Bronson.
see him being called Chuck.
No.
How badass would it be if you could call Charles Bronson Charlie without getting your teeth kicked out? I mean, you got to be like, yeah.
Well, I mean, I did ask Christian Bale if I could call him Christian, and his answer was a resounding no.
He's not here tonight.
No,
he's not here.
I needed a break from Christian this week, so...
He had something, he was going to go off and do some car movie or something.
God help the sound man on that set.
Yeah. But no, we are talking about the Dino De Laurentiis production of a book, or of a movie based on a book by somebody.
The book was written in 72, or published in 72, so it was only 2 years.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
And it actually, supposedly, like, it went into turnaround, so... I guess this was in that whole New Hollywood, just get it out there, phase. But
now, the author did not approve of Charlie. The director said, that's because the author's an idiot. Let's go make lots of money, Charlie. Yeah. And that's what they did.
And they made a lot. Brian Garfield.
Yeah,
yes.
I just
loves lasagna and hates Mondays.
I thought he liked enchiladas.
Wait, Brian Garfield hates Mondays?
Give me my freaking enchiladas, John.
This is a movie that I think, and I'm going to go ahead and put my 2 cents summing it up very early.
Please.
I think this movie is to a lesser degree like the Dirty Harry franchise, because both franchises have sort of been defined by the movies that came afterwards. With Dirty Harry, that just happened because Malpaso and everybody just did it. In this case, they sold it to Canon. So Death Wish 2, 3, 4, and 5 are Golan Globus Canon projects like Cobra was.
Okay.
Right.
But that's what everybody sort of thinks of, is just the revenge porn, killing the bad guys sort of thing, like with Dirty Harry. But if you actually watch it, it is a real movie with a real plot. Dirty Harry is a better movie, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But
this one never stops crowing about Dirty Harry.
Well, it's a fantastic movie. It's one of the greatest American movies ever.
I've never seen it.
You
will.
I will.
You will.
Dirty Harry.
Yes.
You will be.
And
Yeah.
and shaving Ryan's privates. That's going to be a double feature, so we can check 2 boxes.
Well, if we're staying in the same period, I would say, to be fair, Dirty Harry and Debbie Does Dallas.
Oh yeah,
stay in the
good.
70s.
Right, behind the green door.
Ms. Lovelace.
God.
But no, we are talking about a movie that people know from Charles Bronson being a tough guy, shooting bad guys.
Which was surprising to me because he's a development engineer in this movie. You'd think he'd be like a police officer or something.
Well, but the point of the movie is that
he's a vigilante.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a schmuck.
Well, he's supposed to be like a
kind of like Schwarzenegger in Total Recall. Wasn't he? You said he was in the book. Wasn't he described as like?
Oh, yeah. In the book, he was more schmucky.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he was a conscientious objector.
He believed in serving his country, but did not want to kill people until they took out his wife.
Yeah, see, I've tried the conscientious objector thing. I don't know how many times. My wife has ignored it. My dad used to ignore it when he would tell me to cut the grass. I'm glad it worked out for Charles Bronson, though.
There's Jeff.
Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, my God.
This is Jeff Goldblum's first big film. And they would never get away with that today in a supermarket. Everyone would just beat the hell out. So
oh, my God.
Somebody would.
For you folks who are listening, it was just a bunch of hoods. Oh my God! And just like wagging his tongue at the checkout girl,
Clancy Brown style.
Yes.
Throwing groceries at each other, just doing fun kid stuff. But
how old is Jeff Goldblum now?
I will look it up.
Look it up because now I'm curious who's older, Jeff Goldblum or Clancy Brown.
I'd say they're roughly about the same age. I think Clancy's older, but
I'm
check.
gonna say that is so. It's painfully Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
I sat there and I was like, is that Jeff Goldblum?
Is that Jeff Goldblum?
And he was a rapist in the movie.
Oh, yeah. In the movie.
The sad thing is that probably, per Mr. B's plan, you probably saw Jeff Goldblum and went, oh, maybe this won't be so bad.
Jeff Goldblum, and then you saw a little bit more, and tears welled up in your eyes.
Look at that skinny little ass.
But, so the synopsis is that it circles around Charles Bronson as Paul Kersey, and it says architect in here.
He is an architect.
Oh, okay. I thought they specifically called him a development engineer, but I don't know.
They said he was developmentally disabled.
An architect who becomes a vigilante after his wife is murdered and his daughter is sexually assaulted during a home invasion by Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, his daughter really falls apart.
She does.
She goes catatonic. I mean,
I'm telling you. They got to send her off to a nunnery.
There's a lot of nuns in here.
Yeah.
Nuns cross the street. But by the way, this is 33 Riverside.
Okay, so...
Which is right down the road from where my apartment is in New York. We are going to have to visit this.
But now it's been gentrified.
Oh,
so now it's beautiful,
Yeah.
And it's Billy Corgan. No, it's not. But it looks like Billy Corgan.
So Jeff Goldblum was born in 52, so he's 68.
I'm not doing math.
He's
68. Okay, all right.
And
He's 68?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Yeah. Boys, he's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 1974 is his first...
he is older. Clancy Brown is 62.
No, okay.
Yeah, he was born in 59.
Wrong on that. Well, because I was trying to think, Highlander, I'm imagining Clancy Brown's age in Highlander, and Highlander was 1986?
86 or 88. It was one of the even years, I want to say.
So, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be damned. Yeah. This was after Jeff Goldblum stopped being a professional wrestler. You almost bought it.
I know better than that one. That was it was just a little too far-fetched.
But it was sort of plausible.
Now, I'll believe you when you tell me that Sean Connery was Mr. Universe, but I'm not going to believe you when you tell me Jeff Goldblum
I had to
was a
provide
wrestler.
photographic evidence of that, though. I had to pull the picture up to prove that to
everyone.
I
didn't. Yeah. I had no idea.
So the first time I saw this left an indelible mark on my mind. This assault.
I can't watch this again.
Life.
It is hard to watch.
Finds a way.
Yeah. And this guy's good with spray paint, apparently.
He's an artiste.
He is. He's a period. He's a period artist.
You're lucky I can't reach Jason's cane right now. I'm lucky.
Yes,
I'm going to make you pay for those.
Oh, now, and he's a Nazi. Well, now I don't like them.
No.
You see.
Oh.
And poor Hope Lang. Do you know that Jill Ireland, they were afraid that Charles would want Jill Ireland, who was his wife at the time, to be in the movie. They didn't want Jill Ireland.
Why not?
They just didn't think she was right for the part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then Charlie said, no, I don't want Jill to do this. I don't want her to get manhandled by these piece of shit extra actors.
Jeff Goldblum's and such.
I don't want that creepy one with the tongue touching my wife.
Oh, God.
Hey, Charlie, can I manhandle your wife? No dice.
What happened to Jeff Goldblum?
Damn, Jeff
Shut up.
Goldblum.
I know.
Yes. Gosh. Didn't they, what do they call it? Slow winding that a little bit? They sped it up a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, it's... I never understood, and this is an Italian-ish movie because it is a Dino De Laurentiis movie. Mm-hmm. Dino De Laurentiis gave the world so many...
King Kong.
Yeah,
Right.
Dune.
Dune.
The market that Paul goes to is definitely an Italian market.
D'Agostino's.
Yeah.
D'Agostino's. Yeah.
Totally New York.
But no,
You can say New York City if you really want to.
you know what? I
can't.
No.
I should throw this drink in her face, but I won't.
Would you like my cane?
No, I'm watching horrible things right now.
Oh, my parents had that in table.
It's like the most 70s apartment in the universe.
She literally dies from seeing Jeff Goldblum's ass. Because if you look how it's edited, it's like Jeff Goldblum's ass. She's okay. She's getting up. Oh. My stars.
Her heart can't handle it.
Oh my. Clutch my pearls.
She has the vapors and dies.
I mean, I never thought I'd have the privilege of seeing Jeff Goldblum's ass, but
This scene should not be funny.
No.
It should not
It isn't
funny.
Our subsequent comments are funny.
Well, but what I was saying though, this is still in the vein of the Italian. 1974. You were still getting tons and tons of Dino De Laurentiis and others making movies that. What the hell were they thinking? Yeah. But they made a lot of money. I mean, if you look at even crappy Italian movies, Ator, Son of the Eagle, made money. They made like 3 of them.
Oh wow.
But De Laurentiis though. Who is the grandfather? Yeah, the grandfather of Giada.
Okay.
Giada the Hutt? Who's Giada?
No, Giada De Laurentiis. The chef.
Right. Yes.
She's like either the grandfather or the uncle or something. I think she's Giada's or he's Giada's uncle.
They're connected by family ties somehow.
But Dino was very smart because he sold the rights to the movie for $200,000.
Yes. To the Golden Globus.
To Golden Globus, and so Canon Films made 4 sequels.
God.
Right.
4 sequels. And then somebody decided to reboot it and made a Bruce Willis movie that no one saw.
No. Because when I first looked up the synopsis, it was the Bruce Willis one.
It comes up
first.
Surgeon. Is he?
Yeah, that's what it said.
Oh.
I actually kind of want to see the Bruce Willis one to see just how they did
how it holds up.
I felt I'd be disappointed, actually.
Because I like Bruce Willis.
I love Bruce Willis, yeah. But, it's a 2018 Bruce Willis movie, so,
Oh, yeah, Giada De Laurentiis.
Yeah. But, the De Laurentiis, legacy in Hollywood is just huge. The guy's responsible for like 1,000 movies.
Guess what Giada's daughter's name is?
Dino?
Jade.
Really?
Oh.
But it's not Jade De Laurentiis.
It's Jade Rogers. She's right here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
I've been famous this whole time and you never knew.
I know. She doesn't return our calls now.
No, I'm too big of a deal. People know me. Jade Marie De Laurentiis Thompson, because Thompson is her dad's.
You got to stick that De Laurentiis in there, though.
Oh, of course
it's worth
you do.
a lot of money.
Yep.
It's worth a lot of money. Dino De Laurentiis, by the way, was the guy who told David Lynch, I don't like how you make this movie Dune. I'm going to cut this movie my way. And David Lynch basically said, it's the worst thing I've ever been associated with.
Oh.
I love it, but,
Whatever.
You get to see Sting in a diaper. So you don't get to see that every day.
Oh, for the love of God.
No,
Well,
not unless you're his wife.
True.
yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
But,
So let us talk of this movie, though.
I found the son-in-law particularly annoying.
He was incredibly annoying.
Jack Keats.
His daughter was annoying,
I think-
too. I just wanted...
At least she was quiet.
We never got to know his daughter before she was traumatized.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
You literally just see her at the market and then she's catatonic for the rest of the damn movie.
Why don't you tell, either one of you, the ladies and gentlemen, what the movie's about? Because we just talked about Jeff
already
Goldblum's
did the
naked
synopsis.
ass.
Right.
But what did Jeff Goldblum just do? What did he and his friends just do?
Go ahead. I want to hear it from your lips.
Put your poetic spin on things.
That was creepy as shit.
Take banana. He actually said that. He said that in the movie.
And it stayed in the movie.
Oh, just wait till we go to break, hindsighters. Adam may not return.
I'll be clubbed to death by Jade.
Strangled with your own mustache.
Jeff Goldblum and his merry band of miscreants.
God.
They cut all the musical numbers, and I think that's really the tragedy.
Oh my god. They're actually they're billed as freaks. Those are their character names. He's freak number 1, I think, and then there's freak number 2 and freak number 3.
Which I wonder if that's the first time that happened, because that was a very, in the 80s, Freak was a very popular character. I mean, you saw that, Escape from New York and other... That was
just in general?
Yeah, they would just have,
I thought you were talking about
you would be
specific.
out on the street and you would see people who were obviously just cartoonishly mentally ill.
Speaking of Escape from New York, Charles Bronson was selected for that and turned it down because he thought he was too old.
Oh.
And then, who got it?
No, I mean, Kurt Russell owns that movie.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he really does. I was going to say, I'd like to have seen the Charles Bronson version, but Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Now, Charles Bronson Escaped from L.A.
Yeah,
I mean, it couldn't have-
exactly.
Escape
Even
from
if
New
he-
York, but
he-
with surfing.
Yeah, even if he had died already, it still would have been better.
And it was a good vehicle for little Kurt Russell to become a badass.
That's true, because he used to
Charles
be...
was already a badass.
Well, I think it was one of the people... Was it the director had a connection to Superdad?
Oh God, the worst movie
Never
ever.
seen it.
Starring
Yeah,
Heard bad
Hogan.
things, though.
Hogan, and
what is his name?
Hulk Hogan?
No.
no.
The guy who played Hogan in Hogan's Heroes. It was
Oh.
this is going to drive me nuts.
Yeah.
He had a colorful private life.
before he got strangled
Yes,
with
Was,
like
was
a.
it David Carradine-esque?
It was
Yes,
in
actually,
many ways. Yes.
Yeah, he was David Carradine before David Carradine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
God, this is going to... I'm
looking it up,
I'm
don't
going to
worry.
feel so inferior, though, when you just tell me, and it's...
No, it's not.
I almost said
coming.
Jake Lloyd. Why did I say
No,
Jake
no,
Lloyd?
it's if you said it, I'd know it. Of course,
Bob Crane?
Bob Crane. Yes, Bob Crane.
And Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell was in Superdad also. Hence the anecdote.
Okay.
So this film is about
Thank God they got distracted from assigning me that
Charlie
description.
Bronson, who plays Paul Kersey, who, by the way, they got that name from an extra who was in this film.
Really?
Yes, because it's not the name from the book. And they needed a name. So they liked this extra's name, and he said, listen, I'll sign my name. You can use it as long as you use me in every extra part of this movie. Isn't that funny?
That's fantastic.
That is.
I'd love to know what the real Paul Kersey is doing these days.
you
If
know-
you're a listener, Paul, call.
Yeah,
I'd love to hear from you.
seriously, because that to me, that's a Hollywood story you don't hear anymore.
It's
Because
awesome.
nobody makes mainstream movies like this.
Well,
No.
and I wonder if there was like a contractual obligation, kind of like Burt Reynolds on Archer, where he laughed a specific amount of times, because they say Paul Kersey like a million times in this movie. They don't say
Mr. Kersey.
Yeah, they say Mr. Kersey like 40,000 times.
I love the coat he wears.
Yes.
I love that long, like duster style coat.
So he was backstory. He was a soldier, but he was
Yes, he fought in
conscientious
the Korean
objector.
War.
So he was
Korea, yeah.
He was it must have been Korea,
Yeah.
but he was a medic. So he treated people, which
Yeah.
plays well later in the film. And alas, Jeff Goldblum, the swine, rapes and kills his wife and his daughter.
Wait,
does-
what did
he
Jeff?
does-
What? Say that again. What did
Shut
Jeff
the-
Goldblum do?
Jeff Goldblum filleted his daughter and spray painted her ass. It's
no,
horrible.
he didn't do that.
Well, his friend did.
I
but-
think the other guy with
The artiste.
Well, actually, in the credits, it's called Painter. His name.
Oh, is it?
I'm not kidding.
Are you serious?
Painter, yes. He's Painter. in the
I
credits.
once played a painter in a movie.
Was it Picasso? Well, not quite.
Close.
Was it a period piece?
It was. Well,
I don't know if I didn't
the
ask
painting that I did. The painting that I did.
her. Woo! Someone,
I was just gonna say-
someone just won the episode. You walked into that
I
one.
hate you so much.
And I was going to say the painting that he
you
did
earned
could have
this.
doubled as a period. But anyway,
There's
so
got to
one,
be at least one porno. Never mind.
Dear
Sorry.
God, stop it.
once that happens, he has a change of heart, and he sees crime all around him, and he wants to take an aggressive
Paul Kersey.
stance, Paul Kersey, on helping to eliminate crime.
Well, and movies like this, and Darth, not to ask you to look something else up, but would you please look up the year that Dirty Harry came out?
Yes, I will.
I'm going to say 73. I'm going to take a guess.
Okay, all right, that
74.
sounds right. Because these movies at
71.
this time, 71.
71, okay.
Wow, really? 71?
Wow.
That's what it says.
So close to the 60s.
Unless the internet's lying to me again.
Well,
it's
it
Amazon
doesn't.
Prime has been lying to me about
that's true.
years, but
But there was this mood in the country, particularly when people thought about big cities. The big cities they weren't even war zones. They were just places where you just went and people would kill you if you walked around the streets in New York. And it was kind of true in the 70s in New York and in the 80s in New York.
Right.
And in other big cities, it's hilarious. He goes to Chicago at the end of the movie, and it's just another hunting ground for a vigilante.
Well, there's a joke about that on Friends when Ross has that English girlfriend. She's like, "Oh, oh no, it's on The Office where the English lady is like, everyone told me if I moved to America, I'd be murdered." Like, and she's in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly
That's
the
because
same
she
level.
watched Cobra.
Yep.
Period piece. Sorry, I'm remembering that one for.
Yes.
that one's staying. No, but
That one goes in the vault.
but it was a thing though. I mean, you had this sort of zeitgeist that movies like this connected to. And you have, Dirty Harry, he's the cop who takes all the shit jobs, and he's, well, I'm all broken up about that man's rights, because that was the thing. It was, the police, the cases would be thrown out of court on a technicality, and so you had these movies that on the surface are action-y crime cop movies, but they really did have a connection to what people were seeing. What was the Al Pacino movie? And Justice for All. That's the other one I always think of.
I was about to say, I don't know that one.
Because it's this whole idea of just, like the system is garbage. It's terrible. The innocent people get hurt, but the criminals go free, et cetera, et cetera. And I think we're missing that context today, and it just sort of boils down to being an action movie.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, this movie was a huge success. What did you say? They raised the ticket price?
To $4.
$4.
And this was in 1974.
So that's like $20 a movie?
Probably.
Yeah, that's...
Probably.
Let's see how much it made.
Yeah.
And he was the highest paid actor, I think, in 75. He had 2 movies released within a week of each other, Mr. Majestic and Death Wish.
Mr. Majestic is the absolute best action movie ever made about a melon farmer.
I love it.
Hands down.
Yes. In the back of the pickup truck scene. Oh,
Find me a better one.
yeah. Yippee-ki-yay. Melon farmers.
So
See, that's where it comes
that's
from.
that's what I thought you were doing.
No, I didn't even make that. No, he's a melon farmer in
Oh,
Mr.
seriously?
Majestic.
I thought you were just saying melon farmer.
No,
instead of-
shit.
You must watch the movie.
yeah.
We'll watch it together.
Mind
Okay.
blown.
So they're not even sure about the box office on the internet. It's either 22 million or 20.3 million.
A lot.
So
Yeah,
for,
a lot.
for
Back then,
74.
we
Damn.
probably cranked it out, for $1 million or $2
Yeah,
maybe?
probably. Most of the money probably went to him.
Yeah.
The budget.
Yeah.
But
But
Kind of like Burt Reynolds in Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah.
really quickly about New York City. So this was the 70s. It was bottoming out at that time, maybe into the
I'm not
80s.
going to say it.
But 33 Riverside, the cross street was 75th. And, of course, I moved to New York in the late 90s when it was in a Renaissance period.
Yeah.
The crime was almost non-existent. I moved in at 110th Street, and it was, like paradise.
wait a minute. I have a question.
Yes.
Did you ever walk across 110th Street?
I did.
Okay.
What's on 110th Street?
It's a song.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Across
110th Street. By who? Who's the artist again?
Oh, God.
God, you guys are wearing me out today.
Just write it down.
It was in Jackie Brown.
Yes,
Yeah.
the whole opening scene.
Yeah.
No, one time I was in a bar one time, and this girl I was with said, "Oh, I got a song for you," and she it was Billy Womack.
Yeah.
Bobby Womack.
Bobby Womack. Yep.
There you go.
But he's on 75th Street, and I was told that in the 70s, cabs would drop you off heading uptown at 86th Street. They would go no farther north than 86th Street. You were on your own if you lived further north than 86th Street.
Jesus.
And they talk, and there's a Morningside Park, which is right next to my apartment. And a friend of mine told, I was here in the 70s. If you walked across Morningside Park, you were mugged, guaranteed.
Damn.
Guaranteed, if you walked
Lord.
across, you were mugged.
And that's
And I've never been mugged in all the years I was there. I'd run around the park at 1 a.m. Nothing.
New York. I remember going to New York with people who had never been to New York before, and
I'm such a noob.
and it was we went. It was me and a couple people who had been before, and then there were some folks who hadn't, and we went right after 9/11, about a year later,
Right.
and I think it was about 10 o'clock at night, and I said, well, I'm going to go for a walk. And they were like, you're going for a walk in New York? And I went,
Yeah.
yeah, it's totally safe.
Wow.
I mean, my wife went to NYU. She used to walk. She took the subway. Everything was fine. Literally, the neighborhood that she used to have her apartment in, we were looking at pictures of it recently, and it looks like New York in the fucking 70s.
Oh, wow.
It's so depressing because it's like New York is
Went back downhill
it's
a little
tilting
bit.
back towards that, and it's just so sad, you know. I mean, maybe here we go,
That is
the
a
real
bummer.
star of the movie, Stuart Margolin.
Yeah. He's great.
Yeah, from my all-time favorite television show,
Rockford Files.
The Rockford Files.
Not James Rockford, James Garner.
James
So easy to get
Garner.
mixed up.
Do you know who he played in The Rockford Files? Young
don't know.
person.
Really? Oh, no, I don't.
He played Angel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen The Rockford Files. I know it's a Jim Garner show, but I don't know anything about it.
The Rockford Files is
Oh
my God.
It was the best opening.
Feeling ridiculously young.
written
right
by
now.
Mike Post, who wrote The A-Team and Quantum Leap and all of the 1980s.
Speaking of, you know who did the music for this?
Herbie Hancock.
Herbie Hancock.
Yes.
He was 33 years old.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
And that's another sort of similarity between this and Dirty Harry, because Lalo Schifrin, the jazz musician,
Yes.
did the music for Dirty Harry. And at first I thought, well, were they just trying to kind of rip off Dirty Harry? But apparently the director, his original vision of the movie was he wanted to get like a British punk band
Look, it's the
to do the
Ectomobile.
and
That's what we all drove around back in the 70s.
Back when station wagons
Ectomobiles.
needed a belt.
and Clark Griswold's about to get pranked by the bartender.
Yes.
Give me a glass of your best sarsaparilla.
Okay, there's my crossover. Death Wish and National Lampoon's Vacations, same universe.
Yes.
And somehow Chevy Chase gets into a fight with Charles Bronson and wins.
But
Somehow.
so Charles Bronson has gone to Tucson, Arizona, because he's
Very similar to Dahlonega, Georgia.
yeah. Well, but what's cool though is the fact that the entire sequence of him going to Tucson, which takes up a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes of the movie, is literally just taking his character who hasn't held a gun since his father died in a hunting accident.
Someone mistook him for a deer.
Yeah. And basically, Stuart Margolin's character says, here, take a gun.
Going away
Yeah.
gift, yeah.
Yeah.
Just don't bring it in your carry-on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're checking this bag, right?
Yeah. They'll let you
Well,
do that.
because
I've checked a gun before.
And was that true in 1974 that it was illegal to own a gun in New York?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Because he says that. He was like, oh, y'all aren't even allowed to have guns in New
No,
York. Like,
you're probably right. Yeah, because of the crime.
This was before, because it was in 2005 when the Supreme Court looked at, it wasn't Kelo, it was a different case, but the same lawyers, where they sued D.C. and the Supreme Court said, no, you can't do that. You can't ban it
right.
outright. But I think New York had actually done away with the ban previously,
Oh, okay.
as part of, because oddly enough, whenever they let people have guns, crime went down. Big surprise.
Well, that's why there's a blue law in Kennesaw where it states that
have-
if you have to own a gun if you own property in the city of Kennesaw.
You have to, and it's got the lowest crime rate in the state of Georgia.
Sure does.
Whoa.
Never felt unsafe walking around Kennesaw when I was in
no.
college.
Well, we're going to be doing a little bit of ballistic therapy soon.
Yeah,
Yes.
this Sunday.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Smell a little cordite.
Yep. Yep. I love that smell.
I wouldn't know.
Oh.
You've never shot it?
Oh. No, she's
No,
never
I can't
smelled
smell.
it. How
Oh,
many
I keep
times?
forgetting. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a subtle problem.
Yes.
We keep forgetting you're retarded. Sorry.
Oh, we just lost all of our viewers.
We just view you as a person.
Oh, I'm equal?
Yes.
That's awesome. No, it's funny that you say that because I had a friend when I worked at the restaurant. He would be like, Jade, don't get uppity. It's okay that you're retarded. And I was just like, I'm not retarded. I can't smell. I'm like, I'm disabled. I think that's the word you're looking for. And he was like, hey, calm down. You're retarded. It's all right.
Do you have a special license plate? Do you get to park?
No, people have asked me that. They're like, do you get a special parking space? And I was like, are you kidding me?
If you could, totally do it.
I don't think I can. That would be one of the things that I could do this year to make into an episode.
Oh God. The FCC posted my ham radio license on a Monday, and by 3:00 that afternoon, I was in line at the DMV to get the special license plate.
Oh my gosh.
And merely for the sake that there's a license plate that you have to have a license to get. Hell yeah. All right.
I'm doing it.
I got to renew anyway. It's my birthday.
See, I would feel like Dennis and Dee applying for
the gang.
Applying for welfare.
That's like the best episode of that show ever.
My sister's retarded and I'm on crack. Can we have some welfare, please?
And she's got the helmet. Sorry.
If you guys buy me a helmet, I swear to God, I'm going to hit you both.
Have you ever watched, Mr. B, have you ever watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
That's
I
good.
have.
That's good.
Well, we're referring to a very specific episode. The gang goes on welfare.
I've seen a few. No, and I have an attachment to that show.
Really?
Do
Yes. So a really, really good friend of mine who worked in the same investment bank that I did decided to give up his golden handcuffs and go to Shakespeare, summer Shakespeare festival. He got cast, and he didn't know it, but another guy named Charlie Day got cast there also.
Wow.
So they became really good friends. And this guy's name is Nate Mooney, who I've talked to you before. And he has been on a few of, Charlie called him up and said, I want to create a character for you.
Oh, man.
And so he's been on 4 or 5 of the shows.
That's like the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like these creepy cousins or something. I don't know if you've seen them all.
I haven't seen all of them.
Oh, yeah.
There's these creepy cousins. They look like Lurch. He looks like Lurch in this thing. But anyway, so he took the chance, and it paid off for him. He's doing very well.
By the way, I went back and I watched a couple episodes of, oh my God, your friend who was in the sequel to or the remake of Charlotte's Web.
Yeah, Nate. That's Nate. Nate Mooney.
I went back and I watched, God, what was the name of that show?
He's the sheriff in the show.
Yeah, he's a deputy.
Deputy, yeah. Last time I talked to him, he said he was doing that.
Stand Against Evil.
Yeah.
Very talented guy. Very talented. Great show, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's still in the air anymore. I wish it was. But I specifically went back and reviewed that, thinking, ooh, I should make you guys watch it.
We'll watch it. And if I can connect with him, I'll have him call in on the show.
He
It'll be fun.
promising that I'll watch these things.
Yeah.
I'm not guaranteeing.
Well, we focus all your energy on that one guest star.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Yeah.
That would be very exciting. I'm pretty sure Jason would have a heart attack.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would tinkle himself. Just a little.
A little bit. I just peed a little. Thanks, Radar. Stuart Margolin was also on that show.
Really?
He was a guest star on MASH. He was in like 3 or 4 episodes of MASH.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, basically, we're in the sort of 25-minute segment where Charles Bronson is establishing that even though he's a pacifist,
he's a crack shot.
He's good.
He knows how to shoot a damn gun.
Yep.
Except when it counts at the very end of the movie.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. And speaking of get there, we need to take a break. We're up to our first of several breaks.
Pray for me, hindsighters.
Yes.
Pray for him. You're about to. God knows what you're going to do to him. Yeah. We will be back in about 1 second. And we're back.
It's good to be back.
And we're watching the 1970s.
I hit him strategically enough that his bruises will not be obvious when he goes to
Did
work
you use
tomorrow.
a bag of oranges?
Oh, I used your cane.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. That'll
She
work.
hit me with a phone book because it doesn't leave any bruises.
A sock full of quarters.
Where
Yes.
do you what do you tell your teachers when they ask about your bruises? I got it from baseball.
Mama said to say I fell down the stairs.
Which he
the
did. It's
memories.
just he had some assistance in falling down the stairs.
No, she did fall.
Where's the lie?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
On.
Making fun of rape and abuse.
Yes,
We've gotten
yes.
fully depraved.
So Paul has just killed his first person with a gun.
Yes.
Shot him right in the belly.
Yes.
And the guy was trying to rob him.
He was with a gun.
Yeah, it's.
It was an eye for an eye, baby.
I actually think the mistake was that he left. If he'd gone to a phone booth and called the cops and said, a guy just tried to mug me and I shot him.
Oh yeah, because later in the movie you see this little old lady who was pushing like a little cart down the sidewalk, and she says, "Well, I don't have a gun like that vigilante guy, but I beat him up with my hairpin."
Hat pin.
Yes.
Hat pin.
Back in the day when they wore hat pins.
Well, and that's sort of the weird, genuinely, I think, weird twist that the movie takes. And, we've said this a thousand times on these shows. You've seen these movies before over and over, but, when we're watching them to prepare for the show, it's like the first time in 20 years I've actually
Sat down and concentrated while you watched it, yeah.
The moment when the district attorney tells and the police commissioner tells the detective, we don't want you to catch this guy. Just
Scare him off.
Make him
scare him
go
away,
away,
make him
yeah.
leave. Is really one of the most interesting twists, because at this point that Charles Bronson is being hunted by the cops, but not really.
He's doing a public service
Yeah.
in many ways, because they didn't admit it, but crime was down substantially
Right,
because
yeah.
they're like, oh my gosh, there's a guy out there who might retaliate with extreme prejudice.
Well, and they do that in superhero movies too, where people argue, "Oh, Spider-Man's a menace." No, he's a vigilante. He's helping the people. Like you've always got people on different sides of the argument.
It's kind of an interesting debate.
Because his friend Paul in the beginning, he calls Charles Bronson, or Charlie rather.
Charlie,
calls
thank
him
you.
a bleeding heart liberal, and he's like, "We should." And Charlie Bronson says, "No, it's just the underprivileged." And he's
He
like,
so is not a bleeding
I know.
heart.
"No,
Exactly.
absolutely not." But Paul was like, "We should take the underprivileged and put them in concentration camps." Like,
I mean,
I was
maybe
like, whoa, that took a turn.
compared to that guy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that's the part where the movie has no relationship to reality.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of parts of this movie that have no relationship with reality,
Yeah.
to be perfectly honest.
Well, the weird thing is that none of the sidewalks are covered in water.
I know.
I thought New York in the 70s and 80s, the sidewalks were always wet. Always.
Yeah.
It was something about the lighting or something, right?
Yeah, it made it look good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gave
Oh,
it depth.
I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that because you said that not on Night Court, Night Shift.
Night Shift.
With
yeah.
Henry Winkler and Michael
They had the
Keaton.
rain gag going.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It was like rainy every time they were walking down the sidewalk.
That's kind of a De Laurentiis.
Now, really quickly, the
Go ahead.
guy on the far right, they thought that was Denzel Washington because it looks a little bit like him.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah, I've heard that, and it's
But it
it's
is not. It
yeah,
is
it's
not. He did
That's
say it was
racist.
not him. Yeah.
And if you, I was about to say,
No, 'cause it actually really
that's
does
like
look
mixing
like
up
him.
Samuel L. Jackson and Morgan Freeman. That's just
Who would ever do that?
that's hard to do.
Yeah, really. What kind of maroon would make a mistake
That's
like
so
that?
difficult
I
to
think
do
I know.
that. Yeah. Or mixing up Charles Bronson with.
I know it's a hard one.
Yeah,
he's pretty unique.
I ran out of steam on
Yeah.
that one.
Let's see. He does have an interesting face, and you mentioned this off camera that he's obviously taking very good care of himself. He's built really well, but I think he does that to compensate for his face.
Well, they call him ugly and handsome at the same time. He's got one of those.
In the 19th.
He's an enigma.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
look, he's not Steve McQueen.
He's like a Rorschach.
Who, by the way, I think was another one that they wanted for this
Steve
film.
McQueen.
Oh, that would have been.
That would've been
That would have been
awesome.
Wouldn't that
really
have been
good.
cool?
Oh my god!
Actually, I'm going to say that out of the people who were supposed, in the running,
And Gregory Peck was another one
was?
that they were interested
oh,
in.
that would have been
Yes.
neat.
George C. Scott,
George, he was another one. Yeah.
and Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
Did you just say
Jack
who
Lemmon.
is George C. Scott?
Yeah.
She's kidding. No, ladies and gentlemen,
no,
ladies
no,
and gentlemen,
that's not
she's,
true. No,
They
she
don't
is
like me.
really,
funny joke.
really.
Funny joke.
Oh yeah, I know who George C. Scott.
It got really hot in here suddenly. I don't know why.
But I
Maybe
think
that
I think
overdose.
George C. Scott wouldn't have done it because of that movie Hardcore.
Ooh, yeah.
That's
that was,
good. Oh,
That's a tough one to watch.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's the one where
Y'all think it's a tough one to watch?
Yeah.
That's the
God.
movie where George C. Scott plays a man who's looking for his daughter who's gone missing and finds out
He
that
just
she's
wants his
doing
family back.
hardcore pornography.
Oh no!
And finds it out by sitting in a movie theater
Right.
and they play the hardcore porn
Yes.
with his daughter.
Oh,
Turn it off. Turn it off.
I've gotten up and left. My God,
Turn
who
it
stays
off.
for that? That's so creepy.
Yeah, although it is a fun line to say.
But then I wouldn't be in a porno,
Yes, that's true.
or go witness one either. So
Well,
I would witness one.
I'm sure you never have.
You know,
I'm never gonna watch one. Like I just
cinematic. You know.
oh, never say never. Yeah, Sean Connery said that, you know.
Yes. You know, this movie, the whole time I was watching this, mainly because of the cars and the hardcore 1970s-ness,
It is it is so 70s.
but I kept thinking of the French Connection
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole time. You know, like I kept expecting to see Popeye, you know, show up at some point to try to take out the vigilante, who I think shouldn't have had a name. I think they should have done a Clint Eastwood thing.
Oh,
Don't even name it.
The man with no name.
Yeah, you know, just the vigilante. That's
yeah, that's true.
that'd be a cool name.
Because I guess that's part of the juxtaposition, though. He's Paul, and that's not like a hardcore tough guy kind of name. For
Well,
the
and
most part.
that's intentional.
He's not
Get a little
supposed to
closer
be.
your microphone.
Yes.
Okay.
Just if you could move it just a skosh.
just a
There you go.
A skosh. Yes.
He's audio and video.
Is
Yes.
that better?
That's better. Yes.
Did you ever see
Excellent.
Taxi Driver?
Oh yeah.
This reminds me of You've seen Taxi Driver.
I could see
of course.
that.
Of course she's seen it, yes.
I'm gonna
Yes.
be in so much trouble by
Just
the end of
say
this
you've
episode.
seen it and let's move on.
I'd shoot Don Regan to prove my love to Jodie. You know, none of this is landing.
No. Zero.
Because guy tried to kill the president because of Jodie Foster.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay, yeah.
From that movie. Anyway, this is also a movie that proves that actors don't have to be divas and they can look ugly as sin
Yeah.
as part of their character.
Right.
And I respect. Oh, I guess Olympia Dukakis is in this scene.
Oh, you're going to
She
see her.
She's right here over on the right side of the
She's
room.
going to move around because he's going to say, you know, what search criteria they have. And she just says,
Oh
like,
my God, Adam.
I want a hard target search of every corn house.
there she is right there with the badge on.
Yep, there she is.
That's her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to be that.
That
dude.
guy looks like Stanley Tucci with the glasses
Yeah, that's
in,
who I
in
was
the
just.
foreground.
Yeah. Man, I wish I was that guy. He looks cool.
But Vincent Gardenia, come on, you gotta
Yeah.
love
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
love Vincent
yeah.
Gardenia.
He
He
does
is
a great
such a
job.
great character actor, and I would almost guarantee that the allergies, it was something that he just was playing with.
Oh, yeah.
and the director said keep it.
Well, I think that he actually is the reason why this character is in the movie as much as he is. I think originally in the original script.
They probably added more because he has so much texture.
Yeah, I think you know.
There's a People magazine. He's on the cover of
Oh, yeah,
People
yeah. I like
magazine.
that.
Yeah, and he's like,
yeah. Yeah.
Not a bad picture.
And really
looks like
quick
an
side
angry
note
bulldog.
before I forget, Moonstruck. Have you seen it? Olympia Dukakis' husband is Vincent Gardenia
There you
in that
go.
film.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like old home week.
it really is. It really is.
Thank you, Jimmy Stewart.
You know, and the weird thing
Mm-hmm.
about this struck me, and I don't know why this. And there's actually a poster for Superdad in this scene.
oh God, really?
Yeah. The Doublemint twins.
Just one of the many
Yeah.
pairs of twins from Double Mint.
No, but one of the weird things about this movie, in my opinion, is the fact that you have Jeff Goldblum and the artiste,
Yes.
and they do this horrible thing, and that's it for them.
They never show back up.
There's no
There's no retribution.
No,
that's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
he
He gets away with it.
Yeah.
And he eventually becomes a great actor.
Yeah, that's true.
know?
He stopped raping and killing, and he said,
Or at least,
said,
at least as far
he
as we
said,
know.
He cut the Jerry curls.
"Life finds a way." That's what he whispered in her ear.
Yes.
Now a childhood movie is ruined as well. God.
You thought about what you could do, but you never thought about what you should do.
Oh man. You're the worst. Do you know that? You're both the worst.
Yes.
But yeah, you gotta love how Charles Bronson continues to shoot people where he would obviously go deaf.
Yeah.
He's shooting people in the subway constantly, and it's like that would be deafening.
It would be deafening.
It would be. And you know, it's funny because I know from another movie, shouldn't Batman have been there?
He should have been.
You know?
Or Spider-Man. I mean, they are in New York.
Oh, fuck Spider-Man.
Well,
So this is the
Batman's in
AA
Gotham.
train, which, by the way, is now the C train. I don't know where AA came from.
Doo-doo.
But they're going. That train, I know, is going downtown.
Sorry, it's the beginning of Night Court.
I know.
It's going downtown, but they went from 72nd to 86th. I don't know how they did that. It was like Hollywood.
nothing
It's
wrong
Hollywood
with you,
magic.
bitch.
It's like Hollywood magic.
When was the last time you were on the subway in New York? I'm curious.
Never.
Okay, yes, okay.
Never or me?
Yeah, wait, when was the last time you were on?
Yeah, it was not last December, but the December before that.
What, did you notice it being like more crowded and uncomfortable than it has been in the past? Like we were on it. It was like 2.5 years ago, and we were coming. I don't even know which train we took, but we were coming from Manhattan. We were trying to get back down into Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And it was like the first stop was like, oh, this is so fun. We're on the subway. And then we stopped somewhere, and everyone in New York City got on the damn train with us.
Yes. Well, remember, there's all kinds of variables. The time you travel.
Yeah.
You know, the train you're on is an express or in a local. But you're right. Sometimes it could be empty, and then you get to one of those major hubs, and just people pile in, and then you're just cramped.
And it's like literally you're just feeling, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've got regulations for it with COVID. Like if there are only a certain amount of people allowed.
They
on
try.
I don't know
but
what
no.
they're doing with that. Yeah.
You're supposed to wear masks. I think people are kind of being compliant, but a lot of people aren't taking the public transport anymore.
There is a great Instagram account called Hipsters of New York.
Oh God.
And what's brilliant about it is this guy, I don't know if he takes the pictures or she or if they find the pictures, but it's a picture of some hipster, and then he writes a complete bio of the person, and it's totally made up. So it's got his age, his name, you know, which fifth wave coffee shop he works at, you know, which part of the East River he goes to get his reclaimed wood to make his furniture out of.
Oh my gosh,
it's really
that's
worth
hilarious.
They do that with dogs as well. I'll find those memes and send them to you because it's like it'll be like a chihuahua in a blonde wig, and it's like, this is Karen. She complains to managers at restaurants. Like, it's great.
A 32 pistol. I've never actually in my entire life shot a 32.
I found the account that you were talking about.
Oh, you found it? Yeah, it's great.
So
It's,
let's show the hindsighters the picture, and I
Yeah.
can actually read the bio.
Of a hipster? Is that
It's
the hipster?
just a random guy in New York, but this guy is making up fake
that's
bios.
it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Byron.
Oh my gosh.
Believes
that's
he's Charlie
hilarious.
Chaplin.
Oh. Well, that's the beauty of walking through New York. There's just so many characters.
Absolutely.
It's like pure
Yeah,
entertainment.
it really is. When we were in Brooklyn and we were playing the game Homeless or Millionaire.
Right.
Oh,
And
God.
the only problem is that we would see someone and play the game Homeless or Millionaire, but then we couldn't figure out who was right.
Yeah, because when you're a millionaire, you gotta dress like you're homeless.
Yeah,
That's
because
just
this
the cool thing to
person,
do.
if this person lives in this neighborhood, they're either on the streets or a millionaire, but they dress exactly the same.
Shabby chic.
Yeah.
Well, I remember I was there before cell phones were really prolific, and so, if someone was walking down the street talking to themselves, homeless, mentally ill. 10 years later, they're talking to themselves like mentally ill. Oh no, earpiece.
Yeah.
You know, on a cell phone
That's a good
conversation.
I actually never wanted to get earbuds, but I do now because I realized if I put an earbud in my ear, I can just walk around talking to myself and no one will think anything
Yeah,
about
but you're
it.
at an age where you just like you wouldn't have cared even before because
Well, that's true,
You would have been like,
yeah.
I love making people feel like I'm a crazy person just walking down the street, especially if you're walking with your John Hammond cane.
You know,
talking to
look, I
yourself.
mean, you dry click your revolver at people and they get so uncomfortable.
They get all
You know,
uppity.
I mean, they're like, ooh,
Mr. Drysdale.
Mr. Drysdale. Thanks, Joel.
Well done. But yeah, so,
D'Agostino.
But I'm
there's-
surprised they use the dag bags, you know?
Is D'Agostino's real?
Oh, of course it is.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it still there?
They're called dag bags. Yeah, there's one right up the street from where I
Okay.
live. Yeah, D'Agostino's. Because normally they have like supermarket. You know, it's
Yeah.
real generic, so they don't have to pay the company.
grocery store.
Or the company doesn't have to pay them. But no, dag. Yeah, that's D''AG. They're called dag bags.
I wonder if D'Agostino's
D'Agostino's.
paid to be in the movie.
I
I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
You know,
No idea.
Well, they had to, recoup some money after Jeff Goldblum threw the orange juice on the floor.
The 1970s.
Oh my God.
Really getting me.
This apartment.
I want to live in that apartment. I would live there today.
Now, by the way, on 75th Street, that apartment he has would be about $2.5 million.
Dear God.
Easily.
Yeah.
Oh, easily.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous.
Easily, or more.
Hey, when we moved to Europe,
I missed this when.
How many you been to Europe?
Yeah,
Oh, good, because she's moving with us.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
coming with.
Oh, okay.
Just tell Josh you'll be back. I'm going out for a pack of cigarettes.
I'm going out
never came back.
I'm going out for a carton of milk,
Yes.
and I'm gone for 6 months.
I'm going to search for milk with Jason. He takes hours,
I'm gonna
days,
go
maybe
milk-
even
I was-
years.
I'm gonna go milk
That
a Dutch
was-
cow so I
Yes,
can
exactly.
fulfill the John Mulaney bit. That's,
I'm going to bring my katana in next week so you can all see it.
I'd love to see it.
Prove I'm not making it up, Although I have the scars. Because it has tasted human blood.
But for viewers, so there was a lot of spray painting going on in Paul's place. He got it repainted. It's a very bright color. He's playing music loud, and he's very I don't know. His testosterone is flying high.
He's
And his
acting
son-in-law turned-
like a man whose wife just died.
yeah.
He's acting like a man who just killed his first person.
Oh, yeah, that one.
That,
yeah.
Yeah, and even his son-in-law. It's a different visit where the son-in-law is there because now they've
Douchebag.
institutionalized the daughter, and the wife died. So yeah, the son-in-law. Would you guys repaint your apartment just because it got one line of spray paint on one wall?
Well,
Me?
there was a swastika on it.
Yeah.
You had to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he just did that one streak
Oh no, he
along
painted
the wall.
he painted
No, he
the
painted a
blinds.
swastika.
He
Yeah.
painted the walls. He put a swastika on.
Oh,
They were
okay.
doing, and
Oh,
he
yeah.
painted.
I was too
he painted
distracted
his
by what Jeff
daughter's
Goldblum was
butthole.
doing.
I don't know if you heard that. Her butt. Once again, if your wife doesn't allow you to watch porn, watch this. You get to see some really violent stuff.
Oh my
It's a
God.
little bit, but you can do better from the 70s.
I mean, it's no American Psycho.
Well, that's the thing.
No,
No.
it's no American Psycho.
No, I know exactly where he is, and there are literally shops and stores down there right now. It's like Disneyland compared to the way it was.
By the way, did you hear that somebody just bought the rights to redo Underground Atlanta again?
No.
I know, and it's like
We don't need it.
How adorable that you're going to burn all that money again.
Oh my God, I know exactly where he is. I used to go when I was working at the American Theater of Actors. I would take the C train down to 59th Street, get out, and go to the theater right down where Charles Bronson bumped off a few muggers.
And
Okay.
here's my question.
Oh, go ahead.
How is
please.
he attracting all this crime single-handedly? He's not going out even looking for trouble.
He doesn't
He's
have,
just
like,
a
a suit.
crime magnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
It's
like-
called the 70s.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
my.
like he has a suit made of money, and he's
Everybody just-
juggling gold.
Like these guys who followed him from the diner, they only follow him because he lays cash down on the table to pay his bill. Like it's not like he even asks the waitress to break 100.
This movie is all part of the great credit card conspiracy.
Yes.
man. It's just trying to make you.
Well, he opened his wallet and there were wads of cash in it. He
Oh, I
he
must have missed that.
He flashed a large amount of money.
So wait, he's
Oh,
on
I
8th
didn't-
Avenue. Wait,
Yes.
did that sign say Brooklyn?
No, that's
oh no,
8th
two
Avenue.
flat. Wait,
It's
Flatfoot?
awesome. to watch them
Fulton,
flip
to
out about this.
Fulton Street
Yeah.
and Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's a C train.
And the amazing thing is they actually couldn't film this in Brooklyn in the 70s because it was even worse than the rest of New York.
I know.
Oh God.
And then there was the Bronx, which was worse than
Oh, my
that.
gosh, the
and
Bronx.
then Queens. My father-in-law was born in Queens.
That wasn't as bad as the Bronx, though.
Queens was better? than
It
the
was
Bronx?
better than
Okay.
the Bronx, yeah.
My father-in-law, because I asked him once, like as a joke, I said, like, oh, you're from Queens, like how many times did you guys get into knife fights in the back, alley? And he's like, starts counting.
Oh my God.
I'm like, forget it.
It was a joke.
I don't need to know this.
Oh, and here's a question. Do you call your fathers-in-law Dad?
I call him Joe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, what you doing with that gun in your hand?
You gonna shoot your old lady?
Yeah.
Well, I can't blame you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, actually, my in-laws are both named Joe, right? I've told
Josephine?
No.
you. Josephine and Joseph.
That's so funny. My sister-in-law's
funny.
parents are named Jean and Jeannie.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
so... wow.
Yeah, Joe and Joe. Yeah.
He got knifed in the subway.
Yeah, she's from Brooklyn. He's from Queens.
Aw.
Will they get along?
They're from such different boroughs.
This summer on CBS.
That is funny.
No, my mother-in-law actually, she grew up in a tiny little apartment above a candy store in Brooklyn.
Aw.
Yeah, she would go downstairs, and her friend lived in an apartment down the street, right? Mm-hmm. And she would go and she would hang out with her friend, and they would play in the breezeway. And sometimes they would get too loud, and this lady would come out and yell at them.
And hit them with their John Hammond cane.
No, the lady was the grandmother of Bobby Flay. What? Yes.
Oh my God.
Bobby
So
Flay's
random.
grandmother. They also had another lady in the neighborhood, and who would look out the window and she would see if her kids were getting into trouble. Uh-huh. She'd open the window and she'd scream at them. She'd be, "Be quiet! Stop! They're being terrible." And they would, of course, ignore her. And then she would pull her ace of spades out, and she would go, "Santa Claus is watching you." And so in Brooklyn, there is apparently. This woman is known in Brooklyn as the Santa Claus is watching you woman.
Santa Claus is watching
Yeah.
you. He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
Then they call him the Streak.
I know. Didn't think I knew that song, did you, gentlemen?
Oh,
No,
I've got it. I've got it on a
hats off.
45, by the
Hats
way,
off.
at my house,
I saw him live
including
Nice.
shaving
in
cream.
Branson, Missouri.
Clyde
kidding
the
me.
Camel.
Oh my gosh.
That was the trip. I was in Branson, Missouri.
An acid trip, maybe? What kind of trip were you taking?
I went to Branson, Missouri. I saw Yakov Smirnoff,
Nice.
Ray Stevens,
Oh my gosh.
and Conway Twitty. And that
Ladies
was,
and gentlemen, Mr. Conway
And
Twitty.
that was the weekend. That was the day Conway Twitty died.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And I saw Johnny Cash. Branson was a lot of
Now,
fun.
I know you've seen Johnny Cash. I didn't know you'd seen the others.
Branson, well, used to be when there was like Johnny Cash and, people like that. It was a lot of fun.
Have you ever
Yeah.
seen Johnny Cash do his Elvis impersonation?
You did this already. We saw it.
Did we? Okay,
we did.
cool.
Oh yeah, we
It's
did. We
fantastic.
did see that.
Yes.
It's beautiful. But yeah, oh, that's cool that you saw Conway Twitty. But Ray Stevens, like,
Now I gotta say, I love the construction workers. Now everyone's getting motivated to stop crime, and they saw some guy doing a mugging, and all the construction workers are chasing him. He tripped, and he's like, "Oh, we messed him up a little bit, but he had like 3 broken ribs, a broken leg."
both of his arms were broken. Yeah.
Oh, he must
and
have
he goes,
fell.
"Poor fella fell down."
See, there she is again.
There's Olympia.
but wait a
Uh-oh.
minute.
What
Wait, hang
happened?
on.
Did you do that?
Yeah, I'm trying to go back a second.
A broken jaw, cracked ribs.
Chrysler, Florman, and Borg.
Oh my god.
Obvious connection to Star Trek: The Next Generation, right there.
Borg and
Yeah,
Florman.
see that? The
Yeah.
Borg.
It was.
Just keeps worming its way
Neither
in.
one of you watched TNG.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I
I
did
know
a
about the
very
Borg.
long
Okay.
time
all
I
right,
think
all
of the
right.
Borg all
Okay,
the time.
okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Poor guy must have fell down.
But now that guy looks
Stairs.
familiar as an actor. He looked familiar, but maybe not. But there's Olympia again.
Well, apparently the entire cast ended up on Hill Street Blues at some point.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that's what,
What
it looks
is
like.
he doing? What is this device in the in the detective's hand?
I don't know.
I will tell you, it looks very similar in the 1980s.
Might have been an inhaler at the time.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, it looks like a little bellows clamp.
My mom had a. It was like a the blood pressure
Yeah.
Right, right.
with a little
Blood pressure sleeve.
Yeah, but it was just the ball,
Oh, okay.
right? And it had like a little nozzle. And when I was a kid, you could buy these at the pharmacy. When I had a cold and I was stuffed up, my mom would take this thing and shove it up my
your
nose
nose.
and try to suck the snot out. Now
They do that with babies when babies get stuffed.
Yeah, well, I realized my mom never did it to herself because it didn't fucking work.
I remember that. Do you,
So
remember, do you remember the Vicks thing that you would snort to clear your nose?
Oh, yeah.
I had one of those as a kid. I don't know if that
Wow,
really was
wow,
appropriate,
wow.
but it
Now
felt
they have
good.
an
Yeah.
even worse machine where it's like a clear straw that the parents actually suck on the end of it to clear their kids'
Okay.
congestion. It's
Moving on.
like
disgusting.
siphoning gas?
Yes.
It's like it's going to start coming out.
I hate when the gas gets in your mouth or the snot.
Yeah, that I was like, who the happy hell thought
When
that?
I was a kid, we had Sudafed. Mom would just give you a couple
Vicks Vapor Rub.
Sudafeds.
Yeah, just like put the Vicks on your chest.
Sudafed and Vicks. Because you'd smell that, and as you were getting high, you're like, "Hey, can you put Alf on?" This is the best
Suddenly Alf is your
fucking
favorite
show
show.
in the
Suddenly
world,
Elf is
man.
fantastic.
He's gonna eat that cat. Don't eat that cat.
Now, this is an awesome party. That's a nice apartment that he's visiting. It's multiple floors.
You know, the 70s, they had red carpet, they had gold walls. It was crazy.
And look how crowded they are. No one has a mask on.
And where is Donna Summers?
I don't know.
She's got to be here.
Oh, Rudy, you're gonna
Now,
love
are those nipples there, or was that just...
Oh, I missed it. Can you back it up?
Yeah, I'll back it up a
Yeah,
little bit.
thank you.
Seriously?
Come on.
Seriously.
I've been married 17 years. I'll take what I can. Oh, my gosh. Yes.
I'm trying to figure out if that's the bra fabric or nipples.
Those are silver dollars.
I think those are nipples.
Yes.
Well, you know, it was very cold. That was actually a problem they had in this movie.
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah,
it was so
the
cold in New
temperature.
York.
I doubt in this apartment it was that cold.
They're surrounded by like 50 people. It can't be that cold.
Well, apparently she has a very low whatever threshold that is. There's a scientist who wrote a paper. He's got his name on it.
Oh God.
The Jorgensen threshold. It's when nipples go hard.
Oh my God.
Twin Towers right there.
Oh,
They're gone now.
we know.
Yeah.
We're
we know.
aware.
That's
I didn't miss that one.
breaking news.
Yeah. There's another
Spoiler
building. They
alert.
replaced it with one bigger one.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean it's cool. It's just it doesn't have
It's
that.
not the same.
Yeah. Anyway,
On that bombshell.
enough 9/11. We are moving into this weird phase of the movie where the cops are sort of chasing him but aren't.
And the part that kind of made me a little uncomfortable was when Vincent Gardenia just kind of got a locksmith and went into his house and just started rooting through everything.
so illegal.
I didn't see a warrant.
Did you notice? By the way, did you notice his apartment number?
Oh, no, I did not.
4A.
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
Fourth Amendment. Like as the lock, and
I wouldn't even have put that together.
It's
Do you
gotta be.
think?
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't think they did it intentionally.
But it
But like,
worked.
as the locksmith is literally illegally getting into the dude's apartment, I'm looking at Fourth Amendment.
Yeah, because he doesn't even get like the doorman to open it, which would
No,
have
it's a
made more
locksmith.
sense. He actually
Yeah.
hires a locksmith to break into Kersey's apartment. Like it's so illegal. It's not even funny. And he's just, he's that typical detective, just
Well,
chomping on a big cigar.
Well, he's
Yeah.
chomping on the big cigar when he's in the dude's apartment, which
Yeah, wouldn't
if
you be
I'm
able to
go-
smell that?
I know.
If I was illegally in somebody's apartment, step one, take the cigar, leave it outside.
Yeah,
Right.
You
because they
know?
have pretty strong smell, the
Yeah.
cigars, right?
Very
Okay.
strong.
Yeah.
And it lingers. It lingers longer.
As somebody who used to smoke cigars,
Well, that's
Right.
why you wear cigar
Yeah.
jackets, so that the smell
don't-
doesn't
they
get in
don't
your
work.
clothes,
I didn't
right?
know that. I
doesn't
thought
work.
it permeated everything.
Yeah.
Well, once again, I wouldn't
smoking jacket. I had
Have
a
you ever
smoking
smoked a
jacket.
cigar?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because
Yeah.
if you hadn't, we were going to do one tonight.
Now my mom is mad at me somewhere. Good
If
thing
you're
she doesn't
listening,
watch
Mom.
the show.
There it is, 4A.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, 4A.
Yeah, I actually made friends with somebody at Starbucks that I worked with because I made that Mitch Hedberg joke. And I was like, "Oh, my favorite cigars are It's a Boys," and he didn't pick up on that. So Matt comes up to me and he was like, "Oh my God, you're a girl and you smoke cigars? That's awesome!" And I was like, "Sure," but yeah, I don't know why he got so excited
Not really.
about that.
It's really not that big of a deal.
No, I,
I remember when the cigar craze hit.
Oh my gosh. Everyone was smoking cigars.
Oh, I was smoking cigars left and right. Me and my
Yeah.
friends were. We were in Florida once, and we went into this cigar store, and they had Fuente Opus X,
I've never
which
had
is
one
like
of those.
The creme de la creme.
it's the creme de la creme.
Of
Cuban
cigars.
Cuban cigars are no big deal. I've smoked Cubans. I don't like them personally. The Fuente Opus X, if you ever smoke one of these things, you will get so fucking stoned. Like, being somebody who smoked cigars for years before getting one of these, we bought, because we can only afford the small.
Oh, how much was the little one? Like 20
like,
bucks?
no, like 50.
Whoa.
God.
It was like 50
Damn.
bucks. But, we're on vacation. I was with a friend of mine. We smoked cigars together. We said, let's get them. Let's do it. We both smoked them while sitting down. And when we stood up,
Oh, my.
immediately
lightheaded.
sat back down.
Oh,
Like,
the nicotine high.
dude, are you stoned? Yeah, I'm totally stoned.
Yeah, actually, I had these guy friends who lived in an apartment years and years ago, and one of their dads was in town, and they were all smoking cigars and drinking whiskey out on their porch in their apartment, and one of the guys looks at the other, or the dad was like, "We need some girls up in here," and they were like, "We don't know any girls who smoke cigars." And one of them was like, "Jade'll do it."
We need some
like, "This is
girls
true."
up in here.
Well,
Yeah.
I learned.
He was like, "I'm done hanging out with you two. He was like, "I need a woman present." Like,
I learned in college where I was taught things like
Okay.
3 things.
Yeah.
One of the 3 things I learned is that girls love pipe tobacco.
Oh, I think
I think
I thought
most
you were
of
going to
them-
say cocaine.
I think most of them
Well, they
like the
did,
scent of
yeah.
it.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we would have parties.
Why do you think Jeremy smokes that pipe all the damn time?
I don't have a bleep. How do I bleep? Nope, that's not
That's
it.
not. No, he has a pipe that he smokes
I know,
all the time.
I know,
That's just
I know,
what
I
he
know.
did.
Oh,
That wasn't a bad
I was
thing.
trying to edit that.
Edit
no.
it in post.
No, but when we would have parties and guys, because in college, everybody smokes cigarettes,
Okay.
and me and my friends, we would have these parties. We would play Frank Sinatra. We would put our dressing gowns on.
Oh my god.
We would get our pipes. It was Hugh Hefner times 3.
All damn day. Yep.
And the girls would come over and they loved the smell of the pipes. They, oh, I hate tobacco. I love that.
Tobacco.
You're so smooth.
Well, then why don't you come back to my boudoir?
Suave.
And do you know what I had on my boudoir door?
Please tell me.
What kind of door do you think I had?
Beads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
Literally.
this in the haunted house?
Yes.
Oh my god. You
Yes.
told me about this.
Where the one girl we learned later, claims she was psychic. She showed up at our house and she was so hot and she was like, "Hey, party time." And then she started freaking out and screaming and ran out of the house. And we went, "Oh, I guess it isn't one."
She got the brown acid.
Yeah. What do you ladies like?
Yeah.
I miss that bead door. I can't even express to you how much I miss that.
Why?
Oh, it was the coolest thing. Because you would just do this.
And you had the most
And you
privacy. Did you have a door that actually closed?
Yeah, there was a door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on the, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant you
Because that
just
would've-
had beads, and I was
yeah.
like,
No, you have the door. You have the bead door on the outside, so you can close the door.
Right.
But when you take the ladies into the room, it's, come on in.
When you fantasize about taking the ladies in there, I
there are
guess would be
2
more.
layers of
Yeah.
privacy. in that.
Oh, believe me, the ladies were in that room.
I'm surprised that the
2 and 4 years. Yeah, it was amazing.
Well,
wait, that would no, we can't count that
depends on how you count it.
oh dear God.
Yeah.
As long as spray paint wasn't involved, it's fine.
It's not gay if someone's wearing a dress.
Oh dear God.
Thanks, Charlie. You got us totally sidetracked.
Yep.
Are we due for another break?
We are actually. I was
That's
about to
what I
say we
thought.
are due for.
I heard
a-
the beep beep.
Yes.
Another break and a refill.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back with you in about 2 seconds. And we're back.
Oh, are we really back? Oh, good God.
We're back.
We were drinking during the 1 second
I don't know what you're
break.
talking about.
No, we were just discussing the fact that there are new reboots that have been announced.
Seriously, that was on camera.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yes. What are they rebooting?
They're rebooting
Jason?
Dexter.
Dexter,
Oh, God, come on.
which you're rebooting a show that went off the air how long ago?
20 years at least.
No. Dexter's not that old.
No.
I'm making that up.
No, but they're
me find
rebooting Willy Wonka and the, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and all that stuff. But I said, do you know what they're going to title the new movie?
The Hershey Highway? I don't know. What are they going to call it? I'm sorry. I did that for her. She'd appreciate it. She's still a virgin.
Running down the gutter with a piece of
Bread and butter diarrhea. I love you, Mom.
Bobby's got diarrhea.
You can't keep a secret.
No.
Dexter went off in 2013.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that was almost 20 years. No, 7 years ago. Jeez, man.
Time flies, right?
I should
okay.
not have.
No, but what is, if you were an unimaginative Hollywood executive with no soul,
Oh, geez.
what would you retitle the new Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? What would you call it? Come on, it's obvious.
Uncle Joe is an asshole.
Wonka.
Or Grandpa Joe.
Wonka.
Grandpa Joe.
Wonka.
Seriously?
Wonka.
Yeah.
Because it's
Wonka.
all like tight.
It is
yeah,
tight.
Wonka.
Let's put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Who is Wonka? Do we know?
I think there's 2 people in the running. I saw the article, and there were 2 people I had no fucking idea who they were,
Let's
and
see.
I didn't care to begin with, so I didn't bother investigating.
Okay.
Because, come on, guys. I mean, the movie theater is dead anyway, and we need to talk about that.
Well, one of them's Spider-Man.
Was it?
It looks like it.
Topher Grace, Tobey Maguire.
The most recent one
Fuck,
from
I
the
don't
Marvel
know.
movies.
Oh, the Garfield guy.
No.
I don't know.
Keep talking. I'll.
No.
Look who that is. You recognize that guy?
Is that the...
Yes.
Is that...
It's Grandpa.
Yeah, Grandpa.
It's Grandpa.
Yeah. I didn't look it up, but I was like...
Oh gosh. Al Lewis. Al Lewis.
Yes.
From the Munsters. So for
was
those of
great.
you who
Really?
are watching,
Yeah, he was
that
great.
was
I
Grandpa
would
from
not
the
have
Munsters was
because I did watch the Munsters growing up.
was the guard at Paul Kersey's office.
Okay.
So the stars that are being considered for Wonka are Tom Holland, so the most recent Spider-Man, or somebody named Timothy Chalamet.
What do you mean someone named Timothy Chalamet? You don't. He's in the new Dune. He plays Paul
is he
Atreides.
Paul Atreides?
Yes.
Atreides.
Atreides. The kumquat Haagen-Dazs.
Well, you didn't know who frickin' Spider-Man was, so we're even on that
Yes.
one.
Wait, I know Spider-Man. What do you mean?
Did that come out, by
Well,
the
he
way?
had no idea
the new
what I said
Dune?
Tom Holland.
Yeah, it's close. I see all kinds of
Okay, because I do
promotional
want to see
material.
it. I do.
Yeah.
I actually really do want to see that.
I
Okay.
need to watch.
So this is the scene for those of you who are not watching, where Paul
the audience
Kersey
playing at
is mugged by Freddie Boom Boom Washington.
I thought we'd already run into Freddie Boom.
No, here he is, right here. You'll
No,
recognize him.
racist.
You'll recognize him. That's not Freddie. That's Freddie Boom Boom Washington. Yes,
I'm gonna fucking kill you,
we're
Mr.
going to take you.
Goddamn.
That's right, motherfucker.
We're gonna take you.
And you can't get back either because he's up at the top there.
Now
Mugging him.
this is a very critical scene where Charles Bronson screws up.
Yeah.
If you've got a gun and you're dealing with 3 people, one's got a gun and the other 2 have knives.
You shoot the one with the gun first.
The one with the gun.
Yes, exactly.
He brought
You
a
know?
gun to a knife fight and still fucked
And
up.
still fucked it up. Yeah.
So it. But here's another thing. So we need to get back to the reboots in a second because
Yes,
there's
yes.
more apparently. But I guess my question is, why is the only crime that really seems to happen in this city is mugging?
Well, it's mugging.
I mean, besides the sexual assault in the
slash
beginning.
rape. I was about to
Yeah.
say, yeah. Because mugging didn't just stop.
I don't understand
at
it,
mugging.
and I will not respond to it.
Well, that was a big problem in New York in the 70s.
Yeah, but there are murders and stuff too. It's like, but it's the only crime that's happening is mugging because they keep talking about that.
Well, I mean, Son of Sam is presumably out there, right now.
Okay.
Though when one guy died who was their main suspect, suddenly all the murder stopped, which was weird.
Yeah, funny how that works.
Now I have to say one last thing. That in all the notes here, they said this took place in Central Park. I think this is Riverside Park. I don't
That's not
think
Central
this is
Park.
not Central Park. Because they were right by the Hudson River. I think that's Riverside Park. Anyway, I had to put that out there.
No.
And we are going to tour all of these places when we go
Yes.
to New York City together.
At
you
night.
know we are.
If I'm with you guys, I'll go at night. That's
Yes.
fine.
Well, there's your first mistake.
Oh shit! So you can't be trusted,
It's going to be like Scooby and Shaggy.
and I'm the Velma trying to solve the mystery.
You're trying to find your glasses.
Velma, how fast can you run?
And meanwhile, you guys are already gone, and I'm just like pawing around on the ground,
Jeff Goldblum shows up, and you're like, Jinkies.
Oh,
but in a good
jinkies.
way.
but in a good way.
Oh, jinkies!
He is 68 years old. Let me remind you that. So his
Scooby-Doo
tongue is
erotic
quite good, apparently.
fan
Yeah.
fiction.
She's joking again. Get the camera on her. I've embarrassed her
So,
again. This wasn't as bad as Shivers, right?
no.
No. This wasn't even as bad as American Psycho. Like the opening scene was rough with the sexual assault. I will tell you that. I did not enjoy that.
That was
but-
tough.
You guys just, I'm telling you. Look, I already picked the Holy Mountain. You guys aren't going to come up with anything
God.
more painful to watch.
And when
this is only 90 minutes long.
Oh, fuck. And when we go to New York, I'll feel safe anyway because James Bond lives there.
He does.
And he lives right near your place.
And we can go and hang out with him.
Do you want to sit in front of his house till he comes home?
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
I want to meet Rachel Weisz. That's what I want.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
Well, of course you
cool.
do. She's kind of...
cute.
She's a very pretty lady.
Yeah, she is.
But I've always admired her because she was a very smart, intellectual woman in The Mummy. Like, Brendan Fraser was following her around.
Oh, she was in that movie? I didn't know that.
I was about to say, I do
I haven't
both of
seen
them.
Something you don't know. The 1999 one, yes. With
That's
Brendan
a
Fraser.
threesome I would get in. I would do that one.
But wait a minute.
Rachel Weisz and Daniel Craig.
I think we've already talked about this, though, because you're like, I would feel like I'm not in that league.
I know. I'd feel totally inferior.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, are you guys sure you want me for this?
I feel like that kid at the basketball game that you bring out at halftime and let him like throw towards the goal.
John Mulaney when he had to take that free throw.
Oh, for Christ.
Hey, I'm very concerned about him.
I know.
He's still in rehab.
No, well, I think that brings up an important topic.
Oh, no.
No, it really doesn't.
Oh, okay.
The threesome you would get into. Because Rachel Weisz
This is important.
and Daniel Craig.
Like, but realistically, or
Yeah.
like, does it matter if you feel inferior? Just
No,
your
it doesn't
fantasy
matter.
threesome.
Yeah, but it's got to be a guy and a girl. Because if it's just two of one gender, it's
I'm not
easy.
giving you guys visuals.
Ladies and
Nice
gentlemen, you
try.
have to look at Christopher Guest here in his first acting role as a cop.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, he was only 9 years old when he did this.
I know. He does, but I'll remember him.
Hey, Mr. Director, can I be in your movie?
And what was his name?
Exactly.
Ricky?
Yeah, I know. Like,
It was something
This is
very
Spinal Tap
boyish.
was in the future for him.
I'm gonna go smell the glove now, sir.
His epic mustache that he eventually grows because
I was trying.
it's a mighty fine mustache.
Thank
Or
you.
his great basset hound.
No one
from,
needs your mustache runs around.
Oh, jeez. Oh, was
can't believe
Best in
it.
Show? Was he in Best in Show? I'm
Yes,
sure he was.
He directed.
awesome.
He directed Best in Show.
He's also
okay.
in Sleepy Hollow and the original reboot of Willy Wonka that Tim Burton directed with Johnny Depp.
Waiting for Guffman and
He's in Star Wars as well. He's in the
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
He's in
you
one of the
lost
episodes
us.
that you don't like.
Yeah,
You
whatever.
lost us.
Don't worry about it.
don't
He
care.
has a pretty epic battle with Yoda.
Pretty
It's-
abs? Yes, he does.
I
I'd do
Charlie,
me some Christopher Guest. No,
Would you let him spray
actually, I
paint you?
wouldn't. No.
Is it Baby Yoda he fights?
No, he's not in The Mandalorian. He's in I can't remember which episode, but it's one
He's
of
in The Mandalorian After Dark.
Oh my God.
This is the way.
Don't you ruin that show for me, Jason Mitchell. Don't you do it. I love that show. It makes me love Star Wars even more. Jon Favreau, I'm sorry. I'll text you later. I'm sorry.
Jon Favreau eat Taco Bell.
Oh God. Anyway,
He's trimmed down. Jon Favreau. He's very svelte now.
Yeah. He works out.
he looks good. I mean, he was always a very muscle-bound kind of guy, and for a while he got like
This scene
a little bit bigger.
This scene just kills me. This is the ending of the movie.
And he's got him at gunpoint. No, he's showing him his gun or what's going
He
on?
says, "This
the
is your
gun's
gun."
not loaded.
Right.
You know.
Well, because he shoots like 40 rounds, and you never see him reload.
Well,
so
I mean, I'm
there's
looking in the
literary-
chambers. I mean, I'm looking in the cylinder. It's not loaded.
Right.
He's very clearly. Ochoa is not trying to intimidate Charles Bronson because Ochoa is smart enough to know he can't.
Right.
He's just reasoning with him.
He's basically saying, "Hey, we can be a pain in your ass.
Get the hell out of Dodge, and I'll drop this gun in the river."
Exactly. You leave, we're all good."
Mm-hmm.
And the best line of the movie.
Tell us.
Lay it on us.
Well, it's whenever he Charles.
she said.
Well, Ochoa says, get out of town, whatever, and he says, "Inspector,
Here it comes.
yeah, here it is."
By sundown.
Yeah.
And Ochoa kind of laughs.
And you know what?
Yeah.
You know what that reminded me of is Justified, because Timothy Olyphant is like that old school marshal, and he's he threatens the only other project I've seen the guy in. It's like this gangster that was in the Mask with Jim Carrey.
Charlton Heston?
Yes.
No.
No. But anyway, that's a big thing on Justified.
Fatty Arbuckle.
Yes. Timothy
She has
Olyphant.
no idea who that is.
You guys are the worst.
He was innocent.
He was.
He was.
He did not violate that woman.
He did not rape that girl.
with a bottle, I believe is what he was accused of. Sorry. Union Station, Chicago. Look,
Exactly.
I've never been to Chicago.
I'm not going
It's
anywhere with you
beautiful.
guys.
You've never
God.
been to Chicago?
I've driven through it, but I've never been to Chicago. And I've got a family in Chicago. I have no excuse.
Big
That
city.
honestly surprises me.
There he is. There's the guy.
Big city.
I know that.
And the Manson family shows up to mug somebody.
Have you ever heard of Clayton Bigsby from Dave Chappelle?
Dave Chappelle, yeah.
Clayton Bigsby. Do you remember the interviewer who was the white guy who was interviewing him? That was him who welcomed him at Chicago. Yes.
He showed it to
That's
me
the
before
same
you got
guy?
it. Yeah, it's the same
Yes,
guy.
It's the same guy. He was very much younger because this was 1973.
I'm
so
gonna
here's the
kill
pose.
some hippies.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's not it.
So Charlie Bronson moves to Chicago, and he's just going to set up shop there. And
But how many years did it take to make the next sequel?
Well, and he's in L.A.
let's find out.
Oh, okay.
in the next sequel.
I think the next one was in 82, so it was 8 years maybe. But the funny thing is, Death Wish 5, which I think was made in the 90s.
How many of these movies are there?
5.
Death Wish 5 was set in 1976.
Was it?
2 years after this one, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the second. It came
Well,
out in
the
1982.
picture that
82.
Amazon uses for the sort of like the publicity picture when you look up Death Wish is not from Death Wish. It's from Death Wish 2.
I know. They must not have been able to find a good one. I don't know. But that is a pretty cool shot that they have there.
Yeah.
But having to keep that same mustache for so long, that's
He just did.
He always did.
And it was very tough to groom this. I don't know how he did it. He must have just been with his little scissors. Sorry.
I give up on life.
That's the sound they make. Particularly after one of Jade's drinks.
Oh, look, wait, hang on a second. We're looking at the customers always also watch the movie that introduced us to that washed up fucking hack of an actor.
Steven Seagal.
No.
No, I'm seeing him down the line. So what are we talking about?
No, who
Deadpool?
No. Who was the untalented hack who's been making movies for like 30 years?
There are so many.
Ace Ventura?
Could be me. Oh, you mean Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey.
Oh.
You are just bound and determined to piss me off.
His debut.
Oh, in the Deadpool.
Where he sang "Welcome to the Jungle."
Wow.
Yeah.
Now was that before Earth Girls Are Easy?
No.
No.
He was in Earth Girls Are Easy. He was one of the aliens.
Yes, he
Was
was.
he?
Along
Yeah.
with Jeff Goldblum.
Along with Jeff Goldblum.
Damn it.
See how
took
it
his
all
pants off
See
right
how it
away.
all comes together. But the good, the bad, and the ugly. Charles Bronson was offered all 3 of those roles, and he turned them down. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because he said the script is trash. That's what he thought. Yeah, it's his opinion.
Well, honestly, that movie.
Okay, so 1988 was the Deadpool. Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah, no, I think it was before that. I'm going to say 1984.
They came out the same year.
Okay, I was wrong.
The year that I was born. What a magical year for cinema. My God.
Wow, and I was 3 years old. Yeah, right.
So we got to get back to the reboot. So we've got Dexter, Wonka, and what else were you upset about, Jason?
He's upset about everything.
No, I'm
He's a crotchety old
He's
man.
an angry young
I am.
old
And we
man.
gave him
I'm
a
very
cane.
bitter.
Why did we do that? I feel like that was ultimately a
look,
mistake.
Did we wish you a happy birthday on
No,
camera?
I was
I
about
don't
to
think
say,
so.
No,
I wanna do
that's
that
why
right
Darth
now.
has made special margaritas for Jason's birthday. He is 25 years old
Yes,
today.
yes.
Well, as of yesterday.
The universe didn't kill me this year. Fuck you.
It's giving you another one. One more for you.
You
my
tried.
Gentlemen,
You tried.
I'm not even trying to tempt fate, but we survived 2020,
friend.
damn
Yes,
it.
we did. Well,
Yeah, well, I got bad news.
yeah, I know.
2021 ain't shaping up all that great either.
You're telling
I
me.
mean, we're only in January still, so hopefully
Yeah.
it'll pick back
It's
up.
like everyone in 1938 going, 1939 is going to be great.
Oh, God.
No.
Wait a
And we
minute.
thought 2016
Wait,
was
did you
bad.
mean 29?
No.
What happened in 39? It was a World War, but we weren't involved, and we just got to watch.
I didn't mean. I just meant.
Oh my god.
Oh, I see.
In general, the war
okay.
began.
Yeah, you're right. That was serious. I wasn't. I was just a baby.
Yeah, that's true. You were only like what, 7 or 8?
I was barely.
You were
I was
3 years old in 1988, but somehow you were just a baby during the 30s.
I was playing stickball with my friends.
Timey wimey.
We were playing jacks.
We were playing jacks down at the soda fountain. Oh my god. So I do have to give it to you, Mr. Brown. This was a pearl clutcher. So
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think I've made an impression on you. Now, perhaps I don't think a tear. I don't think a tear has been shed, but
nope.
Oh, that's coming.
you are forever.
Ew.
You're forever a different person now.
Oh, that's coming.
Because Hindsighters, he specifically chose this movie just to upset me about Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, I did. In fact, I know.
I knew it.
And I've got the bruises to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
I got beat up during the last break.
Luckily, you're wearing that big coat. There's your play. We'll call it Big Coat.
The big coat.
It's a Bob's Burgers reference. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure it is.
So I can't go out to Seinfeld because this is the first time I've ever seen this movie as of today. So it's a straight 5 for me. So what about you, gentlemen?
Oh my gosh.
5.
It's still it hasn't.
Yeah.
All right. You know why? You know why I'm going to say it's a 6? Because when I first saw this, I had no idea who Jeff Goldblum was, who Christopher Guest was, Olympia Dukakis was.
You've got a good point.
I barely knew who Vincent Gardenia was, but by God, now I have made a monumental impression on one of my colleagues here.
Green is not a pretty color on you.
Not in a good way. So I'm going to say, you know what? I'm bumping it up another one. 7.
I'm gonna. You know
7.
what? I'm gonna
See?
retract
I
my
bet
5.
you. I influenced you.
I'm gonna give it a 7 also.
You just enjoyed how emotionally scarring it was for me. You don't give a frick about the movie.
Period piece.
I saw this when I was like 10 years old, and I still haven't recovered yet.
Oh, and Angel. Thank you
Yes.
so much for the birthday wishes.
Oh,
seriously.
yes, Angel, we love you.
Thank you, buddy.
Super thank you. That was just absolutely.
touching. I was touched.
It really it made me smile. It felt like a man had touched
Stop
me.
looking at me like that.
I'm talking about a man touching me. Thank you.
I'm talking about the. Don't worry about it.
No, but seriously, thank you
that was
so
cool.
much. That was just so sweet. And
Because he's possibly our.
well,
go ahead.
Well, no, I was going to say it's sincerely appreciated. Mm-hmm. The fact that somebody out there actually cares really does mean something.
It does.
It's genuinely good. It made the universe better.
Yep.
Because it's 2 people who've never met, and one is
Connecting.
just doing a nice thing. And that, to me, that if that's all this show ever is, well done.
Yeah.
I think Angel has officially outweighed my troll, so that's nice. Because he does he does love us. He checks on us all the time. He asks how we're doing on Facebook, usually about once a week. So
well, you haven't made it until you have your first troll.
I mean,
and I don't even have a troll. Any trolls out there? Look at me. I'm making eye contact.
Feel free
with you.
to hate on me.
Just hate on me. Do anything. You know, I get nothing. She gets a little hate. I'm jealous. So please, trolls, troll me.
And on that bombshell,
Yes, perhaps we should end
Darth,
this quickly.
why don't you take us home?
Hindsighters, we so appreciate you joining us for the emotional scarring of Darth Jader for the first time in 2021. It's been an absolute thrill ride of horror. So thank you for this bizarre pick, Mr. Brown. I know you were doing it just to spite me, but here's the thing. We appreciate you joining us for your drive time, your listening time, your Jeff Goldblum sexually assaulting you time. We don't care what kind of time. Adam and Jason and I just appreciate you all. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Hindsight, and good night.